Hello and welcome back to the channel here on Vienna Watch Enthusiast. Today we're going to have a look at the Frederique Constant Classic Perpetual Calendar Manufacture. A salmon-dial perpetual calendar with robust in-house engineering and a €9,995 price tag that once seemed impossible. Let's get right into it. Let's start with some background information first. Frederique Constant was founded in 1988 in Geneva by Peter and Aletta Stas with the aim of making fine Swiss watchmaking accessible, and they've stuck to that ethos ever since. Starting with simple heartbeat movements, the manufacturer introduced their first perpetual calendar FC775 in 2016, the most affordable Swiss-made QP on the market. Today, the upgraded FC776 SAL3H6 refines that legacy with a new size, finishing, and functionality. So let's have a look at the full specs. Firstly, we have the reference FC776 SAL3H6. We have a case diameter of 40mm times 12.1mm thickness, and we have a stainless steel construction with a convex sapphire with AR coating, and overall we have 50 meters of water resistance. On the dial, we have a salmon sunburst dial with a sector minute track and subtly stepped sub-dials at 3, 6, 9 and 12. Furthermore, the watch features polished Dauphine hands and diamond-cut silver indices. For functions, of course we have the hours, minutes, and the perpetual calendar, which means day, date, month and leap year, and we have the moonphase. The movement itself is the in-house caliber FC776 with 4 Hz, 26 jewels and a 72 hours power reserve. Furthermore, this watch comes on a 20mm dark brown alligator leather strap with a folding clasp. And, as already said, the MSRP of this watch is €9,995, which puts it just under the magical threshold of €10,000. Another standout feature, especially as this is a manufactured caliber, is that we have a display case back where you can see FSC's 34th in-house caliber featuring pelage, radial Côte de Genève and the rose gold stippled rotor engraved with the brand's crest. So what's changed? Generally, when comparing the old versus the new model, we have a smaller and more balanced size. That shrank from 42mm to 40mm. This is visually lighter, more formal and elegant. Additionally, also the thickness was reduced. This new caliber FC776 extends the power reserve from around 38 hours from the 775 to 72 hours. 3 days of runtime is huge for those perpetual calendars. Additionally, we also have the salmon-dial update, which makes it a more warmer, more refined and better suited watch to classical aesthetics. Lastly, we have subtle changes in the bezel and lug designs. There we have softer angles, shorter lugs that lend versatility and make the watch wear more comfortably. So how does it wear? Generally, on my around 18.5 centimeters wrist, this watch feels really good. It wears really well around the wrist. It's not feather light, but it feels substantial in the right way. The alligator strap with that polished clasp feels very premium, subtle and elegant, although the watch's classic styling invites rotation with also some dressier straps too. What is also noticeable is that the thickness of 12.1mm actually feels really good. So, how does it work actually? A smartwatch or quartz watch annual calendars aside, Setting a mechanical perpetual calendar is kind of a lifetime event, I guess. But Frederique Constant made it unexpectedly easy. Firstly, there are 4 recessed push buttons. On the right side, we have a moonphase corrector, and then on the left side we have 3 buttons, which are from top to bottom the month plus leap year corrector, then secondly the date and day together, and thirdly we have the day only corrector. To actually set the time that you want, you follow a step-by-step sequence. Firstly, you set the actual time, especially around 4 PM, so that you not have to worry about the date changing itself. Secondly, you use the month and leap year corrector to align with the actual date, the subdial at 12. Afterwards, you use the middle left corrector to advance date and date simultaneously to repeat until you reach the current setting. And if the day then in the end is still off, you press the lower left corrector until it's correct. Now, you're also able to use the right side corrector to correct the moonphase itself. So if you're done, push the crown back in and you're ready to go. Of course, when we talk about a watch like this, we still have to see if there are any alternatives out there. Firstly, to keep in mind, this Frederique Constant FC776 SAL3H6 has an in-house caliber and is priced at 9,995 euros. The next option that I found is from Glashütte Original, the Slender Perpetual Calendar. This is still also a steel watch, a QP with moonphase, but this is priced at around 23,000 euros. The next cheapest new alternative that I have found is actually the IWC Portuguese Perpetual Calendar 42. This is also a steel watch and costs 27,400 euros. Next up, we would have the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Ultra Thin Perpetual Calendar, which also features a steel case, but at 39mm, and this costs 32,100 euros. So looking at these numbers and alternatives, I think it's clear that Frederique Constant with their new Perpetual Calendar in-house movement has set a standard that is not easy to beat. Before we come to our final verdict, let's talk about some pros and cons that I've noticed. Pros, of course, are the manufacturer calendar movement at 9,995, which is just a steal for what you get as a watch. The 72-hour power reserve is a serious upgrade towards the last one, and generally you have an intuitive backup setting layout which is quick to reset if needed. The compact, elegant 40mm case is very versatile, and I personally really like the salmon-dial and the classic numerals that reduce the visual complexity. What some would say could be a con is that it's only 50m water resistant, but of course for a dress watch that is more than okay. Generally, also regarding that dress watch realm, we do not have a running seconds hand, which I personally think makes it a bit static. Additionally, also we have a fully lume-free dial, which make it ideal for the day, but no after that glow. And I think what could be the only issue for people for not buying this watch is that the brand is still not as widely recognized as you would want it to be if you spent 10,000 euros on a watch. So, who is this watch then for? For beginners or early collectors, this is actually a chance to own a perpetual calendar without a 6-figure budget, yet powered by a Geneva-based in-house movement with thoughtful user access. And of course, at 40mm, this is sized for both boardroom and a blazer. It's daily dress watch that silently tracks decades for not only beginners or early collectors, but actually also seasoned watch collectors. Because, as I think, at its heart, the Frederique Constant Classic Perpetual Calendar is everything most watch fans want in a major complication. It's expertly executed, thoughtfully sized, and shockingly accessible. It reminds us that durable fine watchmaking doesn't require 6 figures. If you've been dreaming of a mechanical perpetual calendar without jumping the bank, I would take a second look at this. Because in my opinion, this is a watch you'll still be happy to glance at in the year 2100, but just don't forget to correct it then. At the end, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to my local jeweler von Köck, located here in Vienna, who made it possible for me to borrow this awesome piece for the review. If you find yourself in Vienna, be sure to check them out to see this and many other great pieces in their boutique. So, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of this release by Frederique Constant in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.